Okay, obviously I have no control over what's going on no more because I don't even know. I don't know where my music is. I don't know where nothing is. I don't know. I have completely lost control of everything. I don't know where my. I can't even find the music on here to play for. It's not the right setup. Tasha, what is this? Anyway, it wasn't for that anyway. Let me say this much. D boys act like it's something wrong when you give somebody flowers, man. I'm gonna say shout out to my partner Heartbeat. Where's the music and stuff, man? Look at that screen. What happened? Are you ignoring me? You on big O. You trying to do two, three things at one time. Okay, well, can you pull up the videos that I was talking about? We doing sign language. The videos, the last video I watched, you'll see it's a heartbeat.
Look at your screen, silly. I done changed it. You can find your stuff now.
How you did that? Why? See,
Because I told you up at the top where it's, you can't see it from the phone. It's different brand accounts on here because we all managers. That's the only reason. I was in here last night. I just have to remember to switch it back before I leave.
Okay, well,
why would I do a live talking about Eugene with UGK for life in the background? Now I had it on mute because I didn't want the music to come through.
Yeah. So you can hear me when it's on mute though. So can you pull up the interviews that I did? I mean, not that I did, that I just watched. You're gonna see it on my channel. Because one thing about it is these niggas, they don't have to, nobody has to tell the truth. Like, and nobody really knows the truth unless they was there. Like they was really like, let me explain something to y'all. Once the feds own y'all, they own y'all. Like they own your ass. So ain't no need to play with them people. Like they don't just go away. They don't just stop watching you. So I don't, huh?
He wanted you to hear this. See? It's a DJ called Alan Wright. He doing it live right now.
They call the laws on a nigga. I'm on West Palm.
You know what I'm saying? This UTK entertainment. Fuck, boy. I fuck with East Leo. I fuck with Big VI, Vicious, and the X-Mob, nigga. Big Bud. You know what I'm saying? What up,
Okay, yes, listen up. There's a fine line between the most
let me go back on mute.
Yeah, he cutting up, ain't he? He cutting up. I'm gonna give him that. Todd, I need you to pull up that interview. I was looking at. If you go to my history on my YouTube and play it for the people, please. I think you could start it at like 10 minutes. At like 10 minutes, and I'm reading. Why is they calling me while I'm on live? Why do people do this? I'm on live, fool. But the reason now people don't be giving people their flowers in it. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all know how they go. So my nigga didn't have to tell the truth on either
Hey,
one
what's
of these.
happening? It's Heartbeatz, and I just
Just
drove
my
off the
nigga
porch with 30
right
club
here.
out.
This the week we
Got so many chapters, this shit'll never end.
Heartbeatz on the track.
I see a whole lot of shit, but I'd rather not.
All right, so we got my guy Heartbeatz jumping off the porch with us
You already
today,
know.
man.
You ain't got a heartbeat, you ain't breathing.
Yes.
What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. How you feeling today, bro?
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta. Anytime I'm in Atlanta, I feel good. Then I got my people with me, so yeah.
Show, man. Yeah, man. Go ahead, shout out your team. Shout out your people sitting up there with you, man.
Wayne Grind, is Laco, Hustle, Try the Man, Broadway Joe, this NFL big boy. He calls himself Big Boy Fresh now, but I still call him NFL Big Boy. We missing a couple. We got Mr. Black on the track, Trill, and Dub G, bro.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Dub G.
For sure. Shout out to Dub. My wife over there in the cut.
Yeah.
My wife over there in the cut, yeah.
For sure, man. Yeah, so welcome, guys.
Appreciate it.
Everyone's a good spirit.
For sure.
Yeah, bro. So yeah, man, we'll get into the heroes and all that first, man. But let's take it back. Doing my research, I didn't know you was from Oregon. Like,
oh yeah.
Like, what the fuck? So you lived there till you were like 10, 11? Or?
11.
Okay.
Yeah, I got sent down here when I was 11.
Okay. So sounds like a tough transition, man. Or was it not? Or
it was like night and day, to be honest with you, because like even the slang, like I ain't know what nothing mean down here. Nothing. Like nothing. I was green because there ain't no slang up there, so I ain't know what the word ain't means. Like nothing.
For real?
Yeah, I ain't know what nothing meant. Somebody said, come and holler at you. I think they about to come yell at me. I ain't know what nothing meant. So my cousin Shay, shout out to Shay. She had to really show me the ropes. I was 11, 12 years old. Like, this mean this, that means this mean that. Yeah.
Oh, shit. And what part of Mississippi did you land in?
Picayune.
Where the
Picayune.
where is that at?
Picayune is the last. It's the last town in Mississippi before you hit the state line of Louisiana. So
okay.
So right after us is Pearl River, Slidell, then New Orleans. So we're like 15, 20 minutes away from New Orleans.
Okay. So it's like small country town or
super small.
Yeah.
Jonathan Bender from there. Have you ever heard of Jonathan Bender?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, he holding McDonald's All-American record right now. That's actually
man.
That's how I got started doing music.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he's your cousin, right?
Yeah, my first cousin.
Okay.
When I moved down here.
what you did.
I thought you had said something to me.
No.
Okay.
Went to Mississippi at 96. He went pro in 99. And so like I came down here like to the slums, bro, but like 3 years later, he got drafted straight out of high school.
Yeah.
So I ended up moving in with him.
Oh shit. Big change of pace
Man,
right there.
What? He was there.
Yeah. Oh, that's hard right there, man.
So yeah, that was my first little taste in music. What's crazy is Mac Main was one of his I ain't gonna say one of his artists. He was about to sign with us. So like the whole time, the little incubator period, where he was deciding on if he was gonna sign, me and him were living together for like a year. That's way before any of the young money stuff, any of that. And he still keeping contact. So shout out to him.
Yeah, you just shared that post of like you and him in the background of
Soulja Slim.
Yeah.
Soulja Slim, my cousin was like best friends. So when I first started producing, I wanted to get some stuff to Soul to Slim bag.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I wasn't pressured yet. I had just started. You feel what I'm saying? So by the time I got good, he had got killed. So
yeah. Long live Slim, man. He was my favorite rapper back then.
Sure.
Man.
Still one of mine. Yeah. I'm tapped in with the sun right now, though.
Okay. Yeah. So what inspired you to start making beats at first? Did you ever try rapping before that, or did you know beats?
Right. Yeah, it was always a lyrical thing before that. No. I started playing the piano first when I was 6. I taught myself how to play. My grandma had a piano in Oregon, and so when my mom dropped us off over there, I played it, and it just went from there. It grew, So when I moved down here, my pops, or either my mom or my pops, went and bought me another keyboard, and I started playing for a little church. And in the church was they had a keyboard where you can make a beat on it. I think I had to be every bit of maybe 16, 17.
Okay.
And I tried to reproduce that Mac, murder, kid.
Yeah.
I'm in church now. This after church. And this the beat that I choose to make for some reason.
Hopefully you're not singing along to it.
But see, Mac was a philosophy rapper. He rapped about philosophical topics. You feel me? Philosophical topics. You feel me? Yeah. However the fuck you say that shit. But you feel me? Yeah. So I looked up to that at the time. You feel what I'm saying? So it ain't like I was making like a murder track in church. It's just like the way he rapped, like it was real, it's real music. So that's how that came about.
Yeah, he's one of the best lyricists ever from New Orleans.
Mac go hard. I even tried to hit him up one time and get him on my podcast, but
for real,
he ain't be back. He gonna hit me back though.
Yeah. So were you a big fan of like No Limit, Cash Money, considering you were so close to the NO?
Big fan. Cash Money and No Limit. When I moved down here, was like the biggest thing going on at the time.
Oh yeah.
So like hearing the Manny Fresh beats and the KLC beats, like a lot of people remember I was shadowing up on the KLC for a long time. He used to produce my cousin. So that whole time, that's the studio we going to. So I'm seeing BG and Soul to Slim recording their albums. We coming in catching that. And I'm young. I'm 17, 18 years old. Like, this the life I want. You feel me? So I ain't gonna lie. I quit school. I had a half a credit left.
For real?
Half a credit. I ain't even
like
moved
college
back.
Or high school?
High school.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in New Orleans. I had went
half
down.
Half a credit? You could have just showed up.
I know. But see, the thing is, and this is what I advise kids: don't quit school. But if you do quit school, quit for a reason. So that way you know how to say philosophical correctly. But yeah. So I just stuck with mine. I ain't never got out of the studio. I've been except for my wife. She brought me an antenna. Did
you try and bring the studio with you?
Huh?
Did you try and bring the studio with you?
Well, no, I ain't trying to bring it to Antigua. I tried to bring it out. I tried hard. So the closest thing we can do is we found a photographer. We did a photo shoot. It wasn't no studio. Like we put up some pictures of them. I ain't trying to talk about Antigua now, but let's stick to the photography now. I ain't know how to do it.
Okay. So working under KLC, man. Talk about that experience. How much gave you learned?
One of the biggest things I can remember is man taking me back and walking in and wall. He said, this is what you see like when you being in that his mixing, he mixes beats. You gotta be you really just said the and they all
how long would you say it took you?
No. I think whenever I started because my beat really They're more melodic. Of course, I'm a piano player, so they're not gonna be as aggressive all the time, which I can make. I make whatever, but the ones that represent me most is the ones I put my emotions into, and those are the heartbeats. Those are the the
Yeah.
melodic. Like you can almost feel how I'm feeling when I made that beat. Whenever you hear it. So I think that's when I started tapping into it. Like when I noticed that people really like my melodic beats.
Yeah.
Like they like to get crunk, but they really, they like to ride around and listen to some good music too. You know what I'm saying? So around about that time, I started just tapping in and really playing with the pianos and stuff more. I bring a lot of blues into my tracks too.
Oh,
A
absolutely.
lot of
Yeah.
blues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to my dad, that Johnny Taylor. My dad had a dump truck. He used to ride around listening to Johnny Taylor in the dump truck. The thing said, "You call out Hall" on the back. Yeah, shout out to my pop, man.
Yeah, so talk to us about working with Pimp C, man.
Pimp, that was a crazy situation. So shout out to 17 from Pass Christian. He had came in, he bought some beats from me. He paid for some beats, paid for a whole album, and didn't pick out one beat. And I ain't hear from him no more for like a year, 2 years. Just cashed me out. So I'll be back. I'm gonna come pick him. So I guess he was doing his thing, running his money up, getting ready for the push, the music push. And he came back like a year or two later and said, "I'm ready." And he picked out his beats, and we put together one of two albums that Pimp C has done. Pimp C Presents, which the first one was Pimp C Presents Boosie and Webby. The other one was Pimp C Presents 17, and I had all the tracks on there except for like 2 or 3. And then me and Iceberg did a track for him called True Story, which was one of his most controversial records right before he died.
Yeah.
So that was cool though. We were with him about 6 months, something like that. But most of the time I was down here though. Like I was still in Mississippi, like 17, and be out there with Pimp C all the time. He'll bring Pimp C out here and do some shows and stuff. But I'm always in the studio. Like I don't do the playing part. Like I'm in the studio.
Just gotta keep creating, man.
I'm trying to tell you, that's how. It's not a lot of producers that's been able to cross over 3 generations and still selling beats to the young niggas, old niggas, white, black, Chinese. It don't matter. Like I'm still. You feel what I'm saying? It's like if they ever had a age limit or something like that, a barrier on this shit, I done broke that down. You feel me? Because I got 1,000+ clients in Mississippi. So imagine if I wanted to move to Miami or one of you niggas city. You see what I'm saying? Like I could come over there and get some clientele. Like we doing this in Mississippi now. You feel me? So JD Young blew right out of Mississippi. The studios in Mississippi he going to. You feel me? He from Bold, but I'm saying like, we made our magic in Mississippi. You feel me?
So talk about how that connection was made.
Way back. Gold Mine. They go back to Gold Mine. Gold Mine used to come record in my studio, and he lived in Bold, and he was king of. I think that's Jay cousin. And then Gold Mine's cousin heard about it. Heard my recording. It was like, I want to record with him too. So that's his name, Boona. He was a little closer to JD Young. So I was recording Boona. And then JD Young was probably like 7 or 8 years old back then, like just a kid. And then, so once he grew up and started wanting to rap, him and Scotty Kane was doing a tape together. And Boone called me and asked me could I come down and record him because he, that Scotty Kane was a more established artist than what JD Young was. And he just wanted a faster engineer. Boone he records as well, but he does, he ain't an engineer. He just know how to record. So I came down there and recorded him, and Jay just fell in love with the recording. From that night, like every time, like call Heartbeatz, every time. Then I had just came back from Atlanta, staying with this nigga. I was staying with this nigga, came back from Atlanta. We was at a studio that he had out here in the A. And I had moved down there. I was staying on my brother's couch, Bubba. And he was like, He called me, was like, man, every time you come down here to record Jay, I'm gonna pay you like $250 or something like that, 4 hours. So what I would do is I go down and record him like 3 times a week and take all that. I took all that money when I was staying on my brother's couch. I was taking that money and was building a studio in Hattiesburg.
Okay.
It took me like 8 months to get it together, you know, because I had just came from some crazy shit, you feel what I'm saying? So I was at my lowest at the time, you feel me? But I was at one of the points where, you know, I can't be like, man, I'm 28, 29. I can quit this shit and start something else, or I can just keep going. You feel what I'm saying? So Jay wasn't famous at the time.
Mm-hmm.
He had us coming down there. I'm building a studio in Hattiesburg. Took about 8 months. I opened it and told Jay I can't come to Boulder to record you no more. You got to come to me.
Yeah.
Hey, it's dangerous down there, man. I felt more safer, you know, in my spot. So that's how Jay ended up starting to come to my studio all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't want to leave nobody out. That's why I wanted to, you know.
Yeah.
That's the whole backstory of how all that stuff happened.
Gotcha. So did you see his potential way back then, or at what point did it start?
Jay was totally different. Jay is he was a rapper for real, bro. Like a real life rap. He didn't care about nothing else but rap for real. Like if me and him could stay in the studio 24/7, 7 days a week, I don't think Jay would have left and did other stuff. Like, yeah, and you don't see that in a lot of other artists right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What was his creative process like?
He gonna come in the studio. The first thing he gonna walk in and say is, "What you got for the Heartbeatz?" But it wasn't always like that. When I was just recording at first, let me give you a story on that. At first, I was just recording.
Mm-hmm.
I had just came from Atlanta, so I wasn't making those type of beats. I was making Atlanta beats still. Like I was living up here for a couple years. But I'm recording him, he's starting to catch a little buzz in his hometown. Like he's starting to get, 40,000 views here, 30,000. I'm like, okay. And when I'm getting a million, slide.
Okay. Yeah.
I said, I need to make his beats. I need to get back to that
tap
Louisiana
into that,
sound.
yeah.
Right, because I had, I made the Y'all Better Not Fighting this bitch, the original one, not the one that Trilla came and stole from us, not that one. The one where they took the old verse from Boosie and put it on a whole nother song just so they can try to sit on our song. Not that one, the original one, the one that had every club and still got every club rocking down there right now.
Yeah, so when do you realize, all right, this kid's a star? Like his shit, everything's a million at this point.
When he hit that million. When he hit that million on that slide, I started making his beats because I knew it was a better situation than going and trying to find rappers and be like, can I get on your album? Can I get on your album? Mm-hmm. I'm talking about superstar, like superstar, because they don't do that. They already locked in with the situation like me and Jetty Youngin was. You see what I'm saying? And so when that slide hit the million, I started making his style of beats, and like a year later, I finally showed him one, Mud Brothers.
Okay, yeah.
That was the first beat I ever showed Jetty Youngin. Like I wasn't comfortable showing no other beats that whole year. After that, after I showed him that Mud Brothers, he rapped on it. I used it as a template. That beat as a template. That way I'm using the same drums, and all I gotta do is change the sound, the melodies. I can use the same drums to just change the patterns. But I know he liked that, so I'm gonna stick with that. Cause Mud Brother hit for me. I had never had a million views on YouTube ever. All the BG stuff I did, the Pimp C stuff, anything I had done in the past, I had never hit a million views. This thing hit 4. Rocco, I ain't never hit it. So that's when I really started to see, he brough enough, So, back to your question. That's how the creative process started. Once I did that beat, every time he came to the studio after that, he would say, "What you got from the Heartbeatz?" So it got to a point where, okay, I done made a few beats for him, but I don't have enough because he raps so much. So I'm finna formulate heroes. I had already started working on it in Atlanta, but I just hadn't got the core members yet. So I started listening to people's beats, what would fit best with JD Youngin and stuff like that. And I found these guys, and they just, but together we've been racked on some placements, man. So
absolutely.
We basically produced like 85% of his whole, so that's how our creative process. When Heartbeatz come, listen to it. Basically thinking 4 parts at a time in his head. And then he gonna record them, dub it again. So I gotta line up each one of them dubs. Like 4 takes of everything. So yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna tell you another story. I used to didn't mix his music the way I want to mix it. I would mix it the way he wants it. He a funny little motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Jay Young was a little funny, pinky little motherfucker. So I didn't want to go too far. So I wouldn't. I would just clean it up basically to it sound clear. But one time he did a song called Dream On. You probably heard it before. I had to motivate to get the Dream On, Team On. I forgot it. So long. It was like 4-5 years ago. But my dog MGM Mike was in the studio when he recorded that song. He bought that song for him as well. So Jalen Young was like, I sell it to you. I'm still put it out on my project. Give you a version for your project. See what I'm saying? He was an up-and-coming artist at the time. MGM Mike. So I mixed the Mike song with JD Young the way I wanted it to, like the way I wanted it to sound. And I sent it to JD Young, and he sent me back like 55 emojis and said, do that to every one of my songs from now on. Yeah, so that's like what birthed that sound. Everybody, like, if you're a real JD Young fan, they know what I'm talking about, the little sound, you know what I'm saying, that be on his voice when we record.
Yeah.
So that's how it happened.
Yeah, so once everything starts really taking off for him, like what type of conversations were you guys having like outside of the music at this point?
What I try to do with Jay, I try to not get too you know, I ain't gonna lie to you. I just didn't want nothing to fuck nothing up. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I regret that. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you might do need to get a little personal with people. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't you know, everybody was judging him on what he say and all that shit all the time. I just wasn't ever into it. You know, I'm here to do one job now: record him, make his beats, and make sure that we elevate. Whatever he was doing as a youngster, I'm pretty sure everybody did. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact that he's famous. You know what I'm saying? So it gets magnified. You know what I mean? So I knew that eventually he would grow into the, you know what I'm saying? But fortunately, we didn't have a chance. But I'm just saying. But when he came back from jail, though, he was a whole nother mind frame. Like, yeah, he was got big and everything. Jay would be busting ass, right? I'm talking about. Yeah.
Do you remember where you were at when you got the news that he had passed away?
Said, man, I think his exact words, I think Jay just got killed behind my sister. That what he said? I was supposed to be there. Jay had done paid me to come down Saturday. I went Saturday and picked up money for me to record him at his spot. But when I went down there and picked up the money, I was a little iffy about it because when I used to come record him, mind you, like I said, I hadn't came record him in years. When I used to come record him, it just felt safer. It was somewhere I had been going for a long time, and in the area, it was a little more chill. This particular place where I came and picked the money up from, it was right off a main highway. Like the house is off a main highway. To me, that's just like a red flag right there. Like anybody want to do anything, they can do their business and just get on down. So the deal was for me to come down there like Monday through Friday. Monday I was supposed to get a haircut and the lady stood me up, Chanel. Shout out to my barber. She stood me up. So I was gonna come Tuesday. When I went and picked up the money from jail, I told my wife, I said, babe, I don't know about that. I said, that place where he's at don't sit right with me. It was Saturday. And she was like, you know, she always give her advice that she do. She always supportive, but she tell me, you know, how you feel. So Tuesday, I got my hair cut. I had texted my daughter and said, tomorrow I'm gonna come get you. You're gonna ride with me to record JD Young. And then I'm gonna take you to go get school clothes. Because it was right there, the slide is close to Bowl or whatever. So Wednesday I woke up, I was like, I'm trying to kill two birds, one stone, bring my daughter shopping right after I record Jay. I was like, bring her in there. Like, if I feel this way, I want to, you know what I'm saying? So I just didn't go. That night he hit me. It was late on the evening, actually, not even at night. And said it happened. I'm like, man. That was a bad day, man. I ain't gonna lie. Bad day, but I'm gonna be real with you, man. This ain't the first time. Like I told you, Pimp C, and then Soulja Slim, Young Marzi, I was producing for him up here in Atlanta. Mr. Magic died on his way to my beat battle right outside my city. Him and Roy Jones was my special guest judges. I was producing the Body Headbangers Volume 2 at the time, and him and his wife got into a car wreck. So it's like every time I got my hands on something, then y'all better not fighting this bitch. Trill come steal it. I'm like, man, every time they get close, you feel me? Like, shit just be crazy. So when this happens, you know, I'm just used to it, bro. Like, you know, I'm not saying I'm not sad about it, but yeah, I just hate it keeps happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit get played out for real, for real.
So what was it like putting together this latest album, then, considering he's not around for this?
The last song we recorded was Goodbye. That was the last song me and Jay ever recorded.
Oh wow!
How you leave without saying goodbye? Yeah. So a lot of that was song before he went to prison, but some of it was right after he got out. And we still got more music that he's done since he's been out of prison in them 3 weeks. But it was cool. Poe really picked out the songs. He always pick out the best songs. Like he did Forever 23 Part 1, which was I think his biggest album to date. I did 14 out of 16 beats with me and the Heroes. I think I had 9, they had 5, and there's a couple of producers had one apiece. And then this one right here, he basically did the same thing. He did 13 out of 16, or 12 out of 15 or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, Poe just got that ear, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like Jay would pick out his lineups, and you know how the young nigga shit is, man. He just want to put that boy's head music show everybody, you feel me? But Poe is picking out real songs and that people was missing from J.D. Young that they really wanted to hear. And that's why the albums that Poe picked out did so well. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Poe, man, too. Poe changed a lot of people's lives, man.
Yeah. Is there a personal favorite song that you two worked on, whether it's released or unreleased?
Yeah. I like there's so many though. That whole Forever 23 album, I ain't gonna lie.
It's a classic, yeah.
Yeah, that's just a classic feel, that vibe, all that. Like, I really like Purge and Rockstar. The Purge beat was crazy how it came about. Me and Mr. Black was we just wanted to collab with TNT and Tego on a beat.
Mm-hmm.
And we sent them off. Me and Black did a couple sounds, and then we sent it off to TNT and Tego, and they sent it back while I was recording J.D. Young.
Oh, really?
And so they was all in another room, like laughing. Man, they play so much. Just a bunch of kids, and they laughing all loud and stuff in the other room to beats though, like, you know, freestyle and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. When they sent the beat back, I hit play, and it came on, and everybody in the room, off just the beat, was going crazy. Like the whole level of ampness that they went up like times 10. And I'm thinking in my head, okay, FG, shout out FG Famous, free FG Famous too. Yeah. I'm thinking FG Famous about to kill this beat because he was there too. I said it sounded more like an FG Famous beat. While everybody bouncing, they all in the hooping house about 11 of them in there. J.D. Young snuck in the booth, like, and quiet too. I didn't even know he was in there. I'm thinking he's still in the other room, right? So next thing I know, I hear him say, "Start it back over."
He was ready.
He laid down that first 8 bars. I said, "Oh yeah, that's rap." I'm talking about everybody was bouncing. They went up another 10 levels. Another 10
so y'all knew this was a hit, right?
Instantly. Well, we didn't know 23 Island was a hit. I ain't gonna lie, we sat on that song for probably a year before we even put it out.
That's it.
Dot too. You don't really know. You could be sitting on your hit right now. You don't know. It could be in your computer. It's just you gotta let them choose. For real. People just chose his music.
Heroes production group, man. How long you been knowing these folks? Man, where you finding these people at?
Man, these my brothers now. I ain't gonna lie, I've been knowing them for my whole life now. But now, I was recording an artist named Nove. Shout out Nove. This just how crazy connections is, man. Help you people out. He was he from her hometown, same place. And she told me about a producer that she knew. I told her to send me some beats. She sent me the beats. I'm like, man, he was a kid. How old was he again? Yeah, he was in college or something. So he sent me a beat. I'm like, man, these things crystal clear. I don't know where I hadn't heard too many people had their beats clear at 19, like good sounds. And I'm just like, yeah, bro, finna be part of the team. So I told him to reach out to him and, you know, send me some beats. And he sent me some, but JD Younger rapped on one of them, that 23. It's called 23. It was on one of the first albums. And then he turned around, rapped on Ops. No, not early morning. Ops was next. Ops was next. And then it went on to go gold or platinum. Went on. Yeah, so Nove, if Nove wouldn't have told me nothing about him, you know
Those
what I'm
records
saying?
wouldn't
He
exist.
would have still went on to do it because it's his beats and so, but it just might have not been on the JD Younger pad. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, I told you I met him through him. Yeah, this was one of the realest niggas in Atlanta for real. I've been knowing him forever. He ain't never stopped. He one of them ones just like me. He was engineering and making beats back then, like 15 years I've been knowing him. Buddy went to school for engineering and production and got hired on in my studio. So he got inducted in about 2020. What that, 2020? Yeah. Okay. And crazy story, Twisted Genius, who is also a hero too. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I've been knowing him like 10 years. Introduced me to him. Mm-hmm. We was all doing a cook-up one day at the studio. All the heroes that was heroes at the time. And Twisted had pulled up and brought him. He didn't do nothing the whole time. He sat on the couch, just watching us, staring, laughing. Not even just laughing, like not laughing at us, but in amusement. Like he ain't seen like a lot of producers in one room just, you know, getting together doing it. So I'm like, at the end when everybody left, he say, I'll show you a few of mine. Man, nigga played them beats. I was so mad at that. Bro, you supposed to be collabing with us the whole time. You sitting over on this couch all humble. Yeah, man. Can I share you 2 or 3 of mine? But yeah, nah. So yeah, it just became a fan. Mr. Black from my hometown and Trill had already had a couple of placements with JD Younger, but I wanted to get somebody like Trill from Thibodeau, Louisiana. I wanted to get like that hard down Louisiana sound. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We do Mississippi. We could replicate a Louisiana sound, but he from there, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to get somebody actually from there, and that's true. Yeah. Dub G, I've been knowing him about 20 years.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your thoughts on the music scene in Mississippi right now today? And like, how would you describe, you know, it looks like finally getting some respect in the game these days, man.
Mississippi music scene, to me, they confused, man. Like, it's one day, I'm recording me a young boy. The next day I'm recording Pooh Shiesty. The next day I'm recording Key Glock. It's like, we don't have a central sound. You see what I'm saying? Like, they used to compare JD Younger to Youngboy a lot. But that's because they from the same place. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's just that culture over there. Like, I've lived in Louisiana, so I know a lot of people act like Youngboy before Youngboy even came around. You see what I'm saying? But to the outside world, just like here in Atlanta, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, you know, fuck nigga, you feel me? Like, way before the first nigga that said fuck nigga on camera, you feel me? You feel me? That don't mean he came up with it and everybody else biting, you feel me? Cause I think he was the first nigga I heard call a nigga fuck nigga. I cry every time I laugh too. That's the only time tears come in my eyes. I don't care if it's a little giggle, one small little giggle, the tears come in my eyes every time. Nigga done been through a lot, boy, to be on this porch right there.
Yes, it
is. But yeah. That's it. That's the hero. It's like 20 more, but they not signed like to the actual Heroes company. They just help us out.
Gotcha. You also got the music group though. You're starting to push some artists now too, man.
Well, I did an artist competition. 23 artists signed up, and the guy who won had all 10s across the board. JD Young had just passed, and I'm like, I gotta try to use some of these connects for my benefit. So we just we really at the bare ground bottom level of it, but we working on it. His name, shout out OTS Lawrence. Yeah.
You had him on the
Lawrence
porch,
OTS on Instagram.
Yeah. Nah, he's dope too. He's got.
Yeah,
I
for
fuck
sure.
with his sound too, man.
He got a story too.
Yeah. That's it.
So it's a I got I'm signed to Cinematic, so that's one of my crutches. I'm hoping if I get the numbers up, I can just you feel me? Keep the shit going. You feel me? And of course, JD Young is irreplaceable. I ain't trying to replace him with anybody, but I don't want to go to route. I ain't never been the one that calls him like I'm trying to get on his album. I want to work it from the ground up. It just worked better for me that way.
Yeah.
I got everything I wanted in life. I was JD Young. Married, beautiful wedding, mansions, cars, the studio. My wife got a beautiful store in Hattiesburg. You feel what I'm saying? It's just I ain't gonna say just JD Young, but just following your dreams, period. You know what I'm saying? Don't stop it. Like, don't stop, period. Yeah. You don't know where it's gonna go.
Yeah. I see you guys got the podcast going strong too, right now, man.
Yeah.
From the Sandbox, is that what's called?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the Sandbox is the artist part.
Okay.
So when I highlight an artist, I call it from the Sandbox, from the off the porch. You feel me? But like when I bring a bigger guest, it's all the music playground. It's called the music playground.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
But certain editions be the Sandbox edition. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Understood.
It's going good. It's just something to do in the silk. It's not very many things to do in the silk.
There's not many platforms for artists, that's for sure.
Nah, not at all. You got to go out of town for it, for sure. And then the people who did have like a little quote unquote like position and shit, you don't see them folks. They don't come back and do it. I ain't gonna say they don't do nothing for their community, but I'm saying like I don't see nothing for nobody to go do. My studio is a whole vibe, bro. Like that's why I got so many people to come. You know what I'm saying? Like even if you ain't did music, you want to come over there, like for real. It's a vibe, but I don't let them. It ain't no chill spot. But it be so many people that just start doing music just because the way we made it look. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but we end up really working. Shout out to my brother too. My brother do gospel music and pop music. He one of the best musicians I ever heard. Bailey Hinton. Yeah, a Billboard producer too.
Have to check him out, man.
Yeah, he's super hard. He at the studio too. He got the A room downstairs.
I meant to ask you this earlier, man. Do you feel like engineers deserve publishing?
Yes. But ask my wife. She sit on side of me almost every session, boy. Say this, bro. Say that. Say this. Say it this way. But I ain't gonna lie to you. If they knew something about it, they probably could. Cause artists don't be tripping, man. Most of them just want to make the best song. Some of them do be tripping, they be having the ego stuff. But most of the artists I deal with want me to be hands-on in that manner. I promise you, but it's not a lot of them to be like, man, don't tell me nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Like they want me to, if they stuck on a bar, I'm gonna throw them a bar before they even had to think about it. You feel what I'm saying? Like I told you, I write too. I wrote for a lot of people in the industry. This is the things that people don't know because I don't do a lot of interviews. I don't really care about the fame part. I told you I got everything. And I'm married. You feel what I'm saying? Like what the fuck? You feel me? So I'm here now because it ain't about me. I got a team. You feel me? My team got to grow. You feel what I'm saying? But if it was just me, man, I'd still be in the studio right now. I wouldn't be on this porch. You feel me? But yeah.
What's some advice you would share to either an upcoming producer or upcoming engineer trying to get their foot in the game right now?
Producer, I don't see no way of having a long career without knowing some form of music. So nowadays they got it to where anybody can make a beat. You could download these pianos out of this program and You can put these. Sometimes the whole bass line is already done for you. You can import the bass line, put a snare. Like, you don't have to do nothing. But that's only gonna last for so long. Not the technique of doing it. Like you coming up with this stuff, it's only gonna last for so long. But if to me, I feel like if you know an instrument, like you got endless melodies in your head. You feel what I'm saying? Like my brother way better piano than me. He younger than me. He came up inspired by me. He don't have to worry about a melody ever. You feel like he go trip and fall on the piano and hit a melody harder than you feel what I'm saying? So it's like
Anyway, shout out to my nigga. Not many keep it real, but he did. I gotta get off here. I got shit to do, partners.
My bad. I ain't mean to end it like that.